shots as well, man.
I know. I mean, this is just going to be even better and bigger on a map like Viaduct. But the key thing on Viaduct, I think, is that the scouts have such an advantage over a map like Process or Snakewater. The scouts are so much more important. And when I look at the scouts and how they're pairing up against each other, it does actually seem like the Sprinkler Kids scouts, they might have a slight edge here. I think Snap Action's playing really well. He's able to sync up as well and play off the damage that XF9 does and Cricket. So I'm going to go out on a limb and peg them for the victors. Do you have a prediction?
Whoa, are you stealing my team, mate? I've been fucking Sprinkler Kids since day one.
I think I am. I'm switching over to the dark side. Sprinkler Kids, they're really impressing me here.
Oh, wow. Well, I guess I believe that Jay Chapman are going to produce the goods, you know? I've also had a change of heart. Who would have thought it, Sideshow?
Who would have thought it? That was very coincidental.
To keep things interesting here, I'm rooting for Team Yak. I believe they have a masterful plan here on Viaduct. It's going to be our third and final map here in this first TF2 Center Archimedes Cup sponsored by Scrap.TF. There are still raffles happening right now. Just type !raffle in Twitch chat and be guided to the magical wonderland that is Scrap.TF. Log in with your Steam account and hit that enter raffle button. I'm not sure what the current raffle is, but there were just 3 earbuds and 2 Bills hats up. I'm not convinced that one's finished. Maybe someone check. Hey, Joe, you want to enter a raffle, buddy?
I think it may have just finished. The one that I'm currently looking at is the final raffle from Geel. He says, final raffle, thanks for watching, guys. So this is the one that's going to last the entirety of our last map here. It's 1 winner and 1 prize, and it is an unusual regulator with the circling hearts effect. So what a sick item to be raffled there, and it's painted gold as well. What an incredible raffle.
I'm entering this raffle.
I am definitely entering this raffle.
Give me free things. Okay, I'm back in the game. Raffle has been entered. 12 players still on the server, but Jay Chapman need to pick themselves up off the floor. They're going to be really consoled, in fact motivated by the fact that I have picked them as my team for the map here, Sideshow. No doubt they'll be tuning in and they'll be saying, yes, we'll do it for you, Potato Head.
Of course they will. Of course they will. If you have just joined us here, this is the final map in the best of 3 of the grand final between Sprinkler Kids, who are currently in the blue, against Jay Chapman, currently in the red. So these teams are competing for a spread of 850. Is that right? 850?
850.
850 euros here. First prize gets 500, second prize gets 350. We've just seen our bronze finalists as well, who got a share of the prize pot, but this is where the big action is happening. This is the grand final of the TF2 Center Archimedes Cup, sponsored by Scrap.TF. Big shout out to everybody involved in making this happen. It's been a great initiative. The whole point was to get new players into the competitive scene and into the tournaments as well, and I think that has been a great success, frankly. But really, to go on to the action in hand and what this all means, we saw our first map, CP Snakewater, which was in fact the Jay Chapman pick, go to Jay Chapman, but it was incredibly close. It was so tense. The final score, I think, was 4-3 in favor of Jay Chapman. The second map, which we've just come back from, was CP Process. Sprinkler Kids took that. The end score 5-1, but when it went into dead time, it was about 4-1, and it was incredibly close as well. Just really converting those last pushes, Sprinkler Kids. And the DM from these teams has been brilliant, considering the fact that these teams are full of players who have never played in tournaments before. They haven't been rising up through the ranks and really grinding at MG and DM in an attempt to win their division. They have just been playing lobbies, maybe 1 season of Disc 6 at the very lowest. But these teams have been really impressing me. they have got some incredible DM, and they are going to let it shine on Koth Viaduct here. In fact, we might see some brilliant sniper plays as well. I remember Itz and Cav are really good snipers. I think Itz actually is incredible at sniper, and it looks like Improvia Grammar's warming up on sniper as well, so we could well see an absolute sniper fest here. Headshots ringing out everywhere across the map. I am so hyped to go into this final match. It's all come down to this, Admirable.
Yeah! In the words of Tom Jones, right now, everybody is raring to go. I'm checking my Steam chat. No messages from Yak. I assume everyone is fired up. They're just absorbed in the warm-up here. DM is absolutely insane. You hit the nail on the head, Sideshow, with all your talk about the purpose of this cup. Like, we could be seeing some future Prem players here.
Yeah, absolutely.
XF9, that kid's incredible. I want to see a XF9 frag movie just featuring Archimedes Cup frags. This is, you know, future TF2 historians will be looking back, but we are going live here, and we're going to go to the first bid of this third and final map, Pro Viaduct. It's RC5, and neither team is running a sniper. It's going to be a straight up slugfest up middle, Sideshow.
Absolutely, so they're just going to be running the normal classes. Hobnobs actually looks like he's going to be the one getting really aggressive. He's made a load of space for his team, but the rest of his team have taken a lot of damage here as well.
Big air shot there onto the scout, finishes off Itz with a rocket to the ground, but man, his reactions, his aim, pretty insane. Megazord going to get cleaned up behind, and it seems like Sprinkler Kids have survived the worst of it. They're already getting cap time on as XF9 regroups with his medic. Yak on 1 health, his regen starting to kick in. Grabs the kit just in time, but Snap Action is going to be wondering how that medic survived 1 health for a second there before he got that regen, and it seems like Yak isn't even going to leave. He's just going to come straight in again with his charge. He doesn't have it quite yet, but they want to go in and trade Ubers here and then use their superior spawns to try and overwhelm the blue team. But look at this position in here from Sprinkler Kids. They're just doing a great job of forcing Jai Chapman into their position, and Yak's gone down. Yak with the big pipe from Cricket there. Was that a drop?
It was actually. That was an Uber drop there from Yak. So he's really trying to hold on to it. Oh, but Legacy goes down. Megazord and Itz just bomb in together and take down Legacy, and then Itz is just going to cap off the point. Oh my goodness. Cav just runs in and caps off the point. So, using their superior spawns there, they just come in, bully up the medic, cap the point, and that's a great repush there from Jay Chapman. The time, though, has ticked down fairly considerably for Sprinkler Kids. They only have 2 minutes left on the point, so that was a nice first hold to tick down a decent amount of time. And Yak is going to have his Uber charge up fairly soon. Neither team. Oh no, it's a crit squeak. I was going to say neither team are running crits, but I hadn't checked. So Yak, yes, running crits. Nas boy, it's going to be on him. If Oves actually come in though, and they have to deal with him first, they've got the frag onto the scout and soldier. All the frags coming in now, but the one that they really need, the one onto Legacy, just didn't happen. So they're going to be facing a repush.
Cricket's jumped in. He manages to connect the pipe onto Cav there, but he was hoping for that medic pick. But this is an interesting situation for Yak to be in. He's got crits, but he has to defend here, and like, if I'm in this spot, you know, I'm happy to just back off with the crits. You know,
they might actually get it before. They're gonna get it at the exact same time, actually. I think so. As Legacy wasn't building as quickly as he could have been, and it was actually 65% at the exact same time. But it seems that Yak hasn't been building properly, so they're gonna have the crit speed a lot later.
Here comes the Uber. Oh, they're chasing after Yak. They're launching everybody. They're trying to get that pick onto Yak. They know he's got that crit, so they're going to kill off Nazboy and Yak at the same time. XF9 and Evolve doing work, focusing down that all-important combo. Oh, Evolve with the big air shot onto Megazord just to rub salt in the wound there. Adds insult to injury. And here comes Yak on the respawn, and he's sticking with crit, Sideshow.
He is indeed. He's going to have it... it depends really how the building goes. Normally you can predict who's going to get the crits and who's going to get the Uber just based off the fastest times that it can take to build up either. But because these teams aren't playing at like a Premiership level, they seem to be building slightly slower than they possibly could. Whoa, Megazord getting launched really far forwards there as Jay Chapman come in to try and cap off the point. Megazord actually onto Legacy, doesn't manage to hit anything, but has made a lot of room for his team. It looks like they're just capping off the point. Hobnob's playing on the point there, nearly capped it off. Nasboy's going to bomb in then onto Legacy, but oh, he does actually connect the last pipe just as he dies, but Legacy's not going to pop to that. They needed to sync that up a little bit better. If they're going to bomb in players to try and get the force out of Legacy like that, they need to do it all at the same time.
They're going to see this crits coming. They're playing quite gingerly here. It's could maybe just stand on the point. He does manage to win a one-on-one with Improve Your Grammar, but Evolve avenges him. Double Soldier Bomb, skip jumping off that rock. Megazord's trying to get behind. He thinks he's going for Legacy, but Legacy's actually in front of him. The crits comes in, the Uber comes in.
They popped off the crits after the Uber had been forced. It was a miscommunication there, and Yak popped his crits when there was nobody to kill. So they wasted that completely, and now I think they're going to lose a team fight because of that. Everyone's so buffed from the I want to call them skid mark kids, from the sprinkler kids, and Megazord the only player left alive from Jay Chapman, and the time is ticking down. 20 seconds left. They're going to have a bit of overtime as well, even if they don't contest it from now because of how far the point is capped. But they should definitely be making a play here before the Uber charges come in to try and just take this point and definitely get some frags.
The soldiers are slightly ahead of everyone else, but they've done a little bit of damage. They're setting up frags here, perhaps for their scouts. It's all on Itz. He's the last man alive. There's still plenty of time on that cap though. Cav and Hobnobs might in fact make it back here as Itz touches it and keeps it alive. Here they come. Hobnobs jumping forward, 120 health immediately.
He was taunting on the point! They were taunting on the point because they thought that the cap time would run out, and they may have just thrown this. Oh no, the last player alive here, Nasboy. But Yak is going to make an attempt for the point and does actually get the frag on step action. He could get the frag on XF9 as well!
Oh!
He does! He gets the frag on XF9! Oh my god, this is incredible. They're going to actually be able to hold on to this. Of course, the advantage is in their favour because they have superior spawns, and now it has flip-flopped. So now the spawns are in favour of the sprinkler kids because they don't have the point, so they have much quicker spawns. That means that anytime they trade, but Legacy going down, that is going to hurt them. They have a minute left to recap this point. All they need to do is cap it once and they have won.
Suicide wave incoming. Cricket bombs in. Oh
Brilliant
my
play
god.
by Cricket.
Cricket. Big sickies onto Yak there. Destroys him. The rest of his team are trying to go forward and find more frags because they're going to spawn faster. They might as well go and trade. Now they're going to regroup. Legacy's looking for a heal target here. Itz is pushing up towards their cliff. He's going to see them coming here on the right hand side. He can call that to his team. But here come Sprinkler kids. They're going to be looking to make the dry push here. Surely they're not going to wait for their charge. They're already coming through. But they need to make sure they push together. Improve Your Grammar straight in. He's trying to get the one-on-one with Cav. He's gone down to 19. Now they turn their attention onto Megazord, immediately focusing down that isolated player. Itz is running straight into Cricket and he's pushing him away from everyone else. But meanwhile, the rest of his team dies. And they're just going to be able to walk forward. They're going to recap the point here and they're going to take that first round. Why oh why did I switch my allegiance from Sprinkler Kids to Jay Chapman? What was I thinking, Sideshow?
Well, you didn't support the team that taunted on the point, so yeah, it looked almost like a throw there. It looked like Jay Chapman would be able to pull off that round, but it went down to the absolute wire. However, we have come to our second mid-fight here. It's playing really aggressively, taking the 1v1 against Improve Your Grammar. In the meantime, Evolve's bombing in and has picked off with Yak. Hobnobs goes down as well. So does Megazord.
XF9!
Big
air shot,
plays.
then kills off the scout. Gets rushed though by Itz. But it looks good here for Skidmark kids. Improve Your Grammar and Legacy trying to help each other out here. They're going to cap the point, but going to give their team long spawns here. No, wait, it doesn't count on the first cap. Okay. They take control of the point, but they're being pressured hard here. Nasboy's jumped forward. Oh, he's going to turn his back on Improve Your Grammar, but that was his fatal mistake. They did cap the point. They've got a few seconds off the clock, but it's going to switch hands almost immediately. And they need to try and regroup here. They need to get heals from Legacy and get ready to push. Have a little advantage with Nasboy, the demo man, being down. They're trying to take advantage of it. They're working their way forward slowly but surely. Cricket has an opportunity to do a lot of damage on contested here. He's spamming those stickies. He's softening up targets here. And now they're just being swarmed. Look at the rest of Sprinkler Kids just trying to encircle them. They're covering the left flank, pushing forward here. Uber's been popped. They're hungry for frags, and Yak is only at 75% here. That was pretty convincing.
It really was. It seems like the focus fire and DM from Sprinkler Kids is incredibly good. However, Yak now has his Uber charge, and they're going to be... Oh, but Evolve was hiding forwards. It looks like that was a great play by Jay Chapman to really make sure that they had covered all of those hiding spots that are fairly well known. And Evolve does go down. The Uber charge comes in though. Cav is going to lead this one forwards. He's got Legacy in his sights. Goes down to 60 health, and Megazord's going to come in to actually finish off that frag. Great play by them, and that's a good use of their Uber charge. But they have dropped 3 players in their attempts to get Legacy. It's battling 7 health versus 4 health. The pistol connect from its 7 health wins. I don't think it was really the health advantage that had anything to do with the victory there though. And they pick up the frag also on the roaming soldier who was bombing in there to try and get Yak. It seems like a lot of these plays, a lot of these suicide plays in particular, are a bit discoordinated. Again, we see Snap Action going in just on his own. Now we see Cricket going in. If they sync all this up at the same time, they have a much better chance of actually making something happen and getting a frag. But as it is, they're just ploughing one player at a time into the defensive wall that Jay Chapman have set up. And they're just going to be happy that they're gifting these frags to them.
They're going to say thank you very much. Evolve seems to be behind enemy lines right now, but he has been spotted. He's going to jump onto the red cliff, and Yak is there, but Evolve jumps, and he will be cleaned up. But it seems like Sprinkler Kids are going to commit to a push here. Anyway, maybe it's a suicide play, but they almost have Uber themselves. It might be a little bit of a waste of time there. Currently they are about 30 seconds off the pace. They need to regain control of this midpoint, and this is very patient play as they just move forward and try and spam. They see Megazord alone on the left. Snap Action goes in, but is pushed back by the opposing scouts. Here comes the charge though from Yak. He's been forced out. Legacy pops his as well, but Evolve's already down. A lot of weak players here. It's all on XF9 to do something with this Uber charge. Cav takes the fight against Improve Your Grammar and avenges his fallen partners. It's XF9 goes in on the dregs of the Uber but can't make it out. And look at Megazord jumping in behind. He's on to Cricket.
He took down Legacy.
Oh,
he took down Legacy
as well.
Yeah. Big play there from Megazord to kill, but Snap Action just balls deep across the point and picks up Yak as well, so neither medic is in the fight here. Now there's an opportunity for Ids to make something happen on the point. He's been playing really well so far. Almost gets the frag on Improve Your Grammar as well as the frag onto Cricket, but can't quite manage it. Evolve is going to trade there for Hobnobs. Goes flying through the air and bumps his head on the roof. Improve Your Grammar looking like he wants to go aggressive onto Nasboy, but that's not going to happen as Nasboy goes back, gets some heals, and now they're going to push in. We should be seeing a non-Uber push here from Jay Chapman if they are playing it correctly, because the spawn advantage is in their favor. No Ubers are up, and there's not a significant Uber advantage for either team. But they're actually, I think they're just going in for a suicide wave. Again, Megazord trying to get onto Legacy. A bomb in from Hobnobs as well, and Nasboy's getting onto Cricket. Nasboy does take down his opposing...
Legacy with the big jukes there manages to dodge the last rocket of Megazord. Give him the old step over there, send him one way. Legacy survives. He's going to be in here to heal his team as well, and they are just continuing to tick down that timer. They're still behind though. Evolve is playing the forward hold here single-handedly. He's trying to surf back to meet up with his team, and Improve Your Grammar's there as well. Snap Action's coming in behind onto Megazord. He doesn't go for... Now he's chasing after Yak, but meanwhile Megazord bombs forward. He's got Cav on following up on his damage as well, but it seems like they just can't penetrate that Sprinkler Kid's defense. But Yak lived to tell the tale, didn't get chased down there by Snap Action. It was Itz who respawned and saved him, but it's still Sprinkler Kids here chasing the time here. They're 45 seconds, but they're in control of the point. They do have charge. It's Uber versus Uber. It could go either way here, Sideshow.
It could indeed. The spawn advantage is in favour though of Jay Chapman, and they're just going to stack the point actually. And now they're going to take the fight when the spawn advantage is in favour of Sprinkler Kids, so possibly a bad decision to take this Uber fight after capping the point, but they need that time ticking down, and there's only 15 seconds left on the clock for Jay Chapman here. If they can win this fight, they're in a great position to take this second round. However, it does look like Sprinkler Kids have got the slightly better... No, please, this is such a tense moment. And of course, the pause completely
Nazboy
messes
and,
up the point being capped in the timer as well.
Nazboy and Megazord going absolutely huge there. It looked like it was going to be pretty simple for Sprinkler Kids to clean them up, but they've just managed to land some huge shots there. I think Nazboy is almost certainly going to die, but Megazord and Yak ready to come in here and perhaps block this cap. It isn't capped. We're just paused here and it keeps continuing, as you say, but perhaps a block coming up.
Yeah, very possibly. As soon as we unpause, the point will revert to where it was capped. I don't think it. I'm not really sure anyway. But the situation that we're currently in is that Improve Your Grammar is trying to get the cap off, but it's about halfway gone, I think. Megazord is definitely in a position to block it, and if Nazboy gets any more damage onto XF9, Megazord might be able to finish off XF9 as well. So, oh, we get an unpause. Actually, Nazboy goes down instantly. The point was less than half capped, but they are stacking it. So Megazord's going to try and block this. Accidentally, I think, hits a nice air shot onto Cricket in midair. But the spawn advantage now firmly in favour of Jay Chapman.
The cap.
He did get the cap, but now they've got 20 seconds to be able to recap this Jay Chapman, and they have the quicker spawns. They're all going to respawn in a few seconds, but they need to start going forwards. Nazboy and Idge should have really started going already because there's only 12 seconds left.
Going for it. This is going to come right down to the wire. It's Yak, Hobnobs, Megazord, and Cav all coming in from that left side, but Nazboy jumps from the right. They find the medic just standing out there on the point where Yak, goes down. And they managed.
They got the cap. They got the cap and held it for an extra second. Huge play by Jay Chapman. Sprinkler Kids just weren't able to flood bodies onto the point quick enough. I think that was a bit of a misstep by them as well, but they have drawn it level at 1-1. It was so incredibly close there, but Jay Chapman came out on top. They had to hold it for 1 second and just managed it. So to our third mid-fight.
Flank kills off one. It's the wall shot onto the second. Big roamer plays coming out of Megazord, and immediately Sprinkler Kids have to back out here. Legacy's been isolated from his combo. It's going to get the pistol frag onto him. And now Cricket and Evolve are trying to jump in here, but Megazord is waiting for them, turns around, kills off Cricket. Evolve, is he going to jump in? Are you going to give Megazord the 4K? Here he comes, finds the frag. And big Megazord doing it up for Ireland on middle.
Big plays by him and a huge Uber advantage for Yak. The spawn advantage in favour of Sprinkler Kids here, so they should be doing a suicide wave right now and building spawn. XF9 coming in, trying to get onto Yak, but again, this is so badly timed. Cricket jumping in like a cricket, but can't quite manage to do anything. It looks like Evolve's going to be coming in afterwards as well. If only they could sync this up so that they all went in at the same time. I am almost completely sure that Yak's Uber would have been used by now.
Well, they've sort of used up this dead time once they build their own Uber, and now they're ready to commit to a full push here. They're bringing out their entire team from that right hand side. They're all on cliff, but there's Stickies waiting here. The Uber comes in early from Legacy and just in the nick of time because his team would have been deadified by that trap. He has rushed forward. They forced out the charge from Yak here, but they've already lost 3 players. He tried to go behind, but it was just Megazord and it's waiting for them to try and get behind on the flank. They cleaned them up easily. Legacy's gone down, couldn't escape. They're having committed so deep, and it seems like Skidmark Kids, Sprinkler Kids are just struggling to get back into the game here.
Yeah, perhaps a little bit. They're just getting stunted whenever they try and get an advantage. Maybe they're still hung up about that previous round and how easily they let Jay Chapman do it, but Evolve's in onto Yak. 10 HP. Can he land the last rocket? No, he can't. That's so close. Yak is getting pressured by everything right now. Legacy just sent in an arrow as well to try and see if he could pick off the enemy medic, but he's not going to quite be able to, and Yak still has a decent Uber advantage of 30%. However, I really just want to see some non-Uber pushes here from these teams that don't have the point. It looks like that's exactly what they've heard me.
Oh,
Admirable,
Yak!
they have heard
No!
me. Yak goes down on 95% there. Megazord though, in with the bomb onto Legacy, can't quite manage it. Got a lot of damage though onto the pocket of XF9, and that is why a non-Uber push is so good. When the Ubers aren't in and you do not have the point, you have the respawn advantage, so you can just push in. There's no real choke points to deal with here on Viaduct, and so non-Uber pushes are just so much more viable than on a 5 CP
play
map.
coming up here from It's. He always just avoid it, bumping into Improve Your Grammar. He's now he's just chilling, you know. He's trying to build up his charge meter there. He's going to be moving forward. He's just standing in the middle of a doorway here. He's taking it very cautiously. He's working his way all the way around. He's got to go for that medic pick. Gets the backstab. Big drop coming out from Legacy there. Ips finds his man, and Megazord going down as well means that perhaps Jay Chapman aren't going to push immediately. They're going to wait for those respawns, but they have just gifted themselves a huge Uber advantage here. XF9 trying to see what he can do. Evolve's coming up on Cliffside as well. He's going to steal the enemy med pack there. He can see the combo right now. He's spamming rockets. They see him too, but he's not going to commit for the force here. They're going to sit back and play as a team and try and spam Yak, force him to pop here. Yak currently on half health. He's just going forward. He's taking it very slowly. Cricket steps into its scattergun. Didn't realise how close he was. XF9 jumps in. They do get the force out, but Legacy needs to make his way back to spawn, or he's going to be at risk of getting picked. Evolve is there as well.
Evolve's really far forward, actually. Evolve needs to back out with his medic.
Second force or what?
Yeah, I think he was just getting a little ahead of himself, but they will have those really early respawns in order to attack here. And they're going to be moving down this left-hand side.
Good news, Sideshow.
What is the good news?
The Toucan has arrived.
Well, thank God for that. The Toucan has arrived, everybody. Not even the Toucan. Le Toucan has arrived. I love Le Toucan. More.
Oh, Uber coming out here from Sprinkler Kids, and Yak is only at 60%. Sprinkler Kids trying to wrangle control of the point from them, but Megazord comes in from behind, finds 2 frags there on the point. They do get the cap, but there could be an immediate repush coming in with these fast spawns coming up from Jay Chapman. They have 90% Uber as well. I still believe they're my team. I've been backing them since the beginning, Sideshow.
Oh yeah, okay. They'll see the VODs and realise that you changed allegiances halfway through.
What?
Yak has his Uber charge now. They're going to be moving forward. Evolve actually though is going to try and get onto him. Yak is a slippery little devil though and drops off the cliff. He's about to run out his entire team into a sticky trap though. The stickies blow and don't catch anybody. Bad timing by Cricket there. Not quite the wise grasshopper play that he was hoping for as he set up that sticky trap with the premonition of dropping everybody. But Legacy is on the point now. Had his 80%. Just too aggressive from him when he had that Uber disadvantage, and he is going to go down there. The second round going to Jay Chapman, but I believe in the comeback. I believe in the comeback from the Sprinkler Kids. They were so dominant on that first round and then just let it slip away on the second. I really do believe that they can come back into this. In Europe we play to the first to 3 on Viaduct, so this is a match point here. What are we going to see on this?
XF9, he's trying to move forward here. He's hit a few air shots on the mid so far. He's just spam. No! Just doesn't get the double there, but denied. Hobnob's bomb forward. And he's pretty weak now. He's unsure whether he wants to commit to this fight or go back and get the health kit, but it's Jay Chapman who are just about to get control of the point. Evolve's coming in from the left-hand side now. The repush is about to get underway for Sprinkler Kids. Evolve jumps in, he's on to Yak. Yak doesn't have it yet, he's gonna get the medic pick. And right now, Jay Chapman only with 4 up. A few of them are pretty beat up and they got no heals on the field. They're just bombing players in. Cricket with a big pipe there, or XF9 in fact, catches Nazboy. Cricket onto Cav. And the suicide wave from Jay Chapman is fairly disorganised and doesn't even get close to forcing out that Uber from Legacy.
Absolutely not. He is in control of that. He's his team as well. The team's position is so good to be able to deny those Uber charges. At the moment, they're a little bit too clumped up on that cliffside, actually. They need some vision of the rest of the map, but they were just collecting their buffs as they go and distribute themselves across the rest of the place. Now, we're going to see another suicide wave. It seems like Jay Chapman has synced up a lot better than their counterparts. Hobnob and Megasol both coming in at the exact same time, trying to get onto Legacy. Legacy does actually pop his Uber charge. Nasboy's got a pick onto Evolve as well, and they actually capped the point in that as well, so that's quite nice. It gets them a few extra seconds, but it does mean that their spawns are going to be a little bit longer. The the quick recap, sorry, comes straight back out of Sprinkler Kids though, so it doesn't really set them back too much. The real big play there was the fact that they got the Uber charge out of Legacy, and with the respawns coming in just about now, they're going to use their Uber, really early Uber though from Yak, and everyone from Sprinkler Kids has already disappeared.
If he didn't pop that Uber, man, he was about to die to 4 stickies, so I think he had some sort of premonition there. But yeah, it's kind of unnecessary. They do cap the point though. But look at the time difference here. They're about 30 seconds off the pace, and the Uber is going to come up almost immediately here for Sprinkler Kids as they work their way onto Cliff. Sticky's already in position here from Nazboy, and I think Improve Your Grammar heard that. He's looking for them. He's trying to play that Minesweeper here. He spotted them out. He's jumping directly at them, but he has managed to kill them off, at least that first trap. But here comes the actual push right now from Legacy, Cricket and XF9, and again they're not going to overcommit to this. They're just trying to cap the point for free, especially when they see that heavy weapons guy. They don't want to be jumping into that, but they've stepped off the point for a second here. They're trying to cap it. They're going to get that frag onto Cav as well. He borrows forward into all that spam, and now Jay Chapman commit their heavy to the low ground, but he's not paying attention. He gets flanked. Megazord's gone down to snap action. He gets a second onto Nazboy. Improve Your Grammar kills off Hobnobs, and it's the scouts of Sprinkler Kids who are just cleaning up here, man.
They really are. They're playing so well. Improve Your Grammar and Snap Action just dominating there. I thought that heavy was going to pose a problem for them, but Snap Action just ran in, destroyed him even with his buff, and then goes around and picks the Demo Man as well. So great play by them. It's Uber up for both teams here. We don't want to see Sprinkler Kids give up the ground too quickly. There is a tendency to, when you're holding passive, to just give up too much ground, but it looks like Sprinkler Kids are doing well here. They've got everybody low from Jay Chapman. They popped their Uber off later than Yak did, and now they're chasing them out. They might get frags onto It's here. And Yak has committed himself too far, and Megazord, the only one left alive, is going to be destroyed there by Improve Your Grammar. A great play by the Sprinkler Kids, and Jay Chapman looking bad for this round. It looks like the Sprinkler Kids just got the motivation they needed to come back into this and tie it up 2-2, but I don't want to talk too soon because there's still 35 seconds that they have to hold this for. There's a lot of time for something to go on here, and Cav might actually just cap this point off.
And Yak has gone crits as well. He's only at 30%. It looks like Legacy's going to have his charge before, but probably need to take this fight now anyway. Nazboy is trying to walk forward, doing as much damage as possible, but Evolve onto Megazord denies that roamer threat, and there we have the point changing hands again. This crits is going to be all important, otherwise it's going to go right down to the wire. 2-2 potentially. Yak moving forward. They've been spotted coming out on that left hand side by Snap Action. He's retreating to his teammates, but it's a very defensive position here from Sprinkler Kids. They're all clustered up. This could be perfect opportunity for Nazboy to come in with the crits. Crits has been popped off. The Sticky. Oh wow! Legacy with the Uber just in time to save his entire team. Snap Action, the only casualty in fact. But it looks like Sprinkler Kids may be able to clean up here. Cricket is trying to kill off Cav. XF9 is going to come in, but it's too late. Legacy's gone down, but only Hobnobs remains alive on the Jade Chapman side.
You know what? It's really interesting because on Viaduct you've got the situation where if Jay Chapman hadn't actually capped there and had just left it with a ton of overtime, they would have been able to come back in and probably win another team fight with the quick spawns, but because they capped it off, it's so quick just to cap it back after a team fight that you don't get that second chance. So, the score, 2-2. It all comes down to this, Admirable. This is what the entire Archimedes Cup has boiled down to. This grand final here, with a huge bomb in by Megazord, so much damage been done to the Sprinkler Kids players. Evolve is trying to make some more space for his team though, and Legacy's doing a good job of healing his scouts, both of them fairly healthy. They're going to be able to come down like a battering ram. Improve Your Grammar though does go down. They take down the opposing medic and Demo Man. It's all up to Snap Action as he tries to take on Hobnobs and Cav on the point. Is he going to be able to do anything? No, I don't think so. And Sprinkler Kids not quite able to overcome the player disadvantage that they had just at the end there. Megazord's going to go in onto Legacy. Legacy's going to crater! Oh god, so unlucky there from Legacy. If he was just able to spiral around onto a higher ground, perhaps he wouldn't have cratered, but a great play by Megazord, just reading the situation and the position of that enemy medic perfectly.
Evove's going to jump forward and hope for some miraculous frag, but it doesn't come his way. Improve Your Grammar is trying to cap the point, but then jumps up onto Cliff. He's juking around here. He knows where Yak is. He's trying to put that threat onto the medic. He's running, in fact, to the red spawn right now. He's coming in on mid. Yak says back to him. He's run past Nazboy. Gets yacked into 5, but can't find the frag. Meanwhile, the point changes hands on middle.
And Legacy went down.
Oh,
in the middle of all of that, they sent some players aggressive, and they managed to pick up Legacy. Despite all the best efforts of the Sprinkler kids, they weren't able to defend their medic. They all got clumped up into one big pool. As we've seen quite a few times, it seems to be their undoing. XF9 though, going in for a big bomb. He's going to try and lock Yak in house, but doesn't quite manage it. Does go down, but actually they get the frag onto...
Evolves in on Yak. The force comes out, but how many players are they going to lose for this Legacy? He's trying to run his way back into main. He has made it into the spawn. He turns around to heal players, and he should be getting out of there. He is going to survive. He's in through the door. He's going to make it into the reset here, and they survive with 3. They're going to have the respawns up, but even though they got that foresight, they weren't building it all, so they didn't really get that much of an advantage. It's only about 15%. Maybe they'll just go for the dry push here. I think that would be the smart play, Sideshow.
Yeah, it absolutely would, but I don't know whether they will. They could wait and use that Uber advantage. They do have about a 30%, but I do think that if they just push in slowly here and try and gain some ground and bully out Jay Chapman, they will have their Uber charge by the time the action really starts happening. It does look like they're playing fairly passively though, and the fact that they're not putting any heals on the flank at the same time has meant that Improve Your Grammar goes down, and now Evolve goes in for a bomb. I don't know whether they know they have the advantage.
On a 3k here, he's just beasting these kids. Whenever Sprinkler kids actually Uber in there, they're already 3 down. The spawns are coming in for them though because they don't control that point. It continues, finds a 4th frag onto Legacy. He's trying to get this pick onto Cricket as well. He's reverted to pistol. He's gonna find it. 5 kills in this streak. It's absolutely destroying that push from Sprinkler kids. Just crushing the flank, finding every guy that wasn't Ubered and slaying him promptly.
Yeah, they minced that, and now they kept their medic alive, didn't even have to use their Uber charge, and so this is going to be really tough for Sprinkler kids to come back into this. They have a minute left, and they really can't afford to spend any more of that time messing about. They have to get in there now, and they have to get this Uber out of Yak, stay alive, and still manage to win the team fight. It's going to be a tough call for them. Evolve's actually coming in. It looks like they're trying to commit some players. Nice shot to get some more damage on the Hobnobs there. But the frag's not going their way. 3 down already for the Sprinkler kids. They do manage to get 1 in the form of Megazord, but Cav goes down. Cav goes down as well. Legacy and XF9, the combo still alive, but they're on 70%. Can Hobnobs actually finish off the pick onto Legacy here? Hobnobs juggled in the air. He doesn't manage to get the pick, and they've lost a lot of people.
10 seconds, they need to retake control at this point, but Yak has it Uber. Nazboy with the 2k finds snap action and Improve Your Grammar. The Uber comes in from Legacy. He's got XF9 and Evolve here. He's trying to keep them all alive. It's gone into overtime here. It's all on Sprinkler kids to keep this cap alive. They've stepped off it for a second. They need to keep it alive. Legacy with the arrow onto Megazord, but the respawns are coming in for
nice
shot. XF9, huge air shot onto it. They've capped the point as well. The dream remains alive here for Sprinkler kids, but they've got 2 minutes and 5 seconds left. They have to stay on the point. If they lose control, they will automatically lose the round and lose the tournament. Well, they're second place, you know what I mean.
Absolutely, yeah. The second place is first losers, and it looks like Sprinkler kids are really not prepared to come second here. They are going to commit everything to holding on to this point, but that means that Jay Chapman have an opportunity of a lifetime here. All they have to do, they have a minute and 40 seconds just to cap it once. They're sending in players now just to get the pick onto Legacy, possibly even to get the cap. But Sprinkler kids are wise to that, and they're going to be flooding players onto the point. That's brilliant stuff by them. They managed to keep everybody alive, didn't drop a single player, and nobody stayed with Yak to build the Uber charge. I think Yak went out to put some heals on them just as they went in for that suicide play, but he backed off as soon as he realised that things were turning south, and they are going to have their Uber charge ready. It's going to be an Uber for Uber, but with a minute left. Oh, Evolve, that's risky. If Evolve goes down there, it puts them in such bad stead for their team fight, but he did manage to get out. Oh, everyone's bombing in again. They're all trying to get onto Legacy. Legacy
just capping it. They're capping it.
Oh, and they just cap it off. Such aggression there, and you feel like the Sprinkler kids really should have been holding a little closer to be able to defend the point. But there it is. Jay Chapman.
Jay Chapman.
Jay Chapman cap it off. and they are able to pick up this entire tournament. They are our champions for the TF2 Center Archimedes Cup, sponsored by Scrap.TF, and they are the winners of 500 euros. Sprinkler Kids do not go home empty-handed. They got 350 euros for their troubles, and they're going to be competing in season 20, which means that they're entered in another 200 euro raffle. So not the end of the world for those guys, and they put up an incredible show. But Jay Chapman are our victors. What do you think about that, Admirable?
I think we secretly knew they were going to win all along when we cast every game of theirs through the tournament, or whatever bizarre bias we had. But yeah, that even that last play was nice. You know, like they sent all their heavies in to bomb behind, and so even without the draw, whatever, Sprinkler Kids had sort of taken their eye off the point, and both scouts just stacked it. It was smart. It worked well. We've got to check the logs though before we get too involved in the celebrations. You know, the kids demand the log action.
It is all about the logs, in fact.
Can I find them? That's the real question.
It is indeed.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I got them. Putting them in Mumble. Yeah, putting them in Twitch. And top damage, our boy XF9 on the losing side. 373 damage per minute. 40 frags. Count them.
Goodness me. And look, 36 frags from Snap Action, 34 frags from Improve Your Grammar. The frag difference, actually, if you look at that between these two teams, 165 frags for the team that lost, 127 frags for the team that won, and 5k more damage for the team that lost. Like, it's they were winning all the DM fights, but they were suiciding in when they should have been non-Uber pushing, and they weren't playing the point as well as Jay Chapman were, and they just the crucial, I think as well, they won the rounds that they won, they absolutely stomped them, whereas Jay Chapman won more rounds, but they were much closer. So the logs perhaps telling a bit of a lie there, but I really am impressed with the DM from all of these players, but particularly these players at the top here. The Scouts and XF9 just had a blinder of like a best of three. It's played so well.
Yeah, 2 drops to 1 as well, or against, in favour of the losing team, whatever way you want to look at it. Legacy dropped 1 more time than Yak. Maybe could have been the difference, but it was an incredibly close series and an incredibly close final map, even an incredibly close final round. But it is Jay Chapman who have emerged victorious. I think, you know, Sprinkler Kids are going to be able to console themselves with 2nd place and 350 euros. And they are staying together as a team. I don't think this is going to change that, right?
No, I don't think so. They are staying together as a team and playing in Season 20. So good luck to them in that as well. I hope they do really well in Open.
Big air shots coming from XF9 as well. He's a player whose career we need to follow, you know. Gonna bookmark that guy's ETFTL profile. That is the end of the actual action. I want to know what's happening with the real action, the raffle action. Somebody's won. It seems to be over.
Yes, somebody did win. I'm not sure who it was because the chat has been attacked by a flock of toucans.
Oh dear. Maybe we can find out. Jill might, you know, be listening to the stream. We come into Mumble, unmute himself. But I'm assuming, I was going to ask what do you think the score was in the other game, but I'm assuming that Ubersexuals didn't suffer an upset at the hands of cplay.tt, but you will be able to watch those VODs on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/teamfortress.tv at some point in the next day or so. We'll get these games up too, hopefully. And wow,